Hi everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm excited to share a very simple card project, but one that I have been wanting to do since I first saw the Pinkfresh Studio Liquid Watercolors. I did it. I caved. I ordered some. I got them in and I got to work on this card project. So hopefully you'll be inspired to play with them as well. Let's take a look at all the products I'm using. Again, the Pinkfresh liquid watercolors. Now I actually ordered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I ordered 7 colors including purple, and the blue here that I have on the right is actually not the blue I ended up using. I used a lighter shade, but I will have all the supplies listed below. But there are the liquid watercolors in these cute little eyedropper tubes. Got a paintbrush and a little ceramic dish to put my color in. I'm also going to be using today the Yays dies. Well, I'm only going to use the little one. That's one of the very first die sets I ever created for Simon Says Stamp. I say yay a lot, and I figured, you know what? It's not going to get old. So I'm going to pair that with one sentiment from Simon Says Stamp, tiny words. So many words in tiny words. There's lots here. I am in need of birthday cards more than anything, so that's my goal today. I'm also going to be using the sentiment labels from Simon and the little notches that let you make cute little banners. I've got a little white embossing powder and some Versamark ink. For my cardstock today, I'm going to just be using a few things. I've got some B watercolor paper, and I've got some Lawn Fawn black licorice cardstock and a little scrap of it as well to do my sentiment. And I'll be using my MISTI today because I have to stamp one thing, and you know what? It gives me confidence. So there you go. All right, let's dive in. The first thing I need to do is just squeeze a little drop of each color, just like 1 or 2 drops max, into each well of my little palette. And I shake up the bottles first, although I'm going to tell you a little secret. I didn't shake up the blue, and I think it's going to come back to bite me in the, well, this is family friendly. All right, I'm going to get just a little bit of water on my brush, not a ton, because I actually want the color to be really saturated. And these Pinkfresh liquid colors are really bold colors. All I'm going to do is take my watercolor paper and just start painting some strokes. Now, this kind of thing actually makes me very nervous. I'm not very handy with the paintbrush, and so I always get nervous when I put paint on anything because I'm pretty sure I'm going to mess it up. But that, I'm just saying. So I'm going to take the heat tool between each application of paint to make sure that everything is completely dry so that I can layer the color over, not for a blend, but just so that it looks like it's overlapping. Now, the orange, I probably could have added a little more water because this one, you almost can't see through it. Well, I guess you can a little bit, but moving on. Yellow is the next color, and of course, we all know the rainbow. I'm just working my way through the rainbow. And I decided to just use 5 colors of the rainbow. I have nothing against purple. Okay, what is it in the rainbow? Indigo and violet. Indigo and violet. But I really just wanted to have 5 colors. And did you know that 5 is just a great number in design? Because it's an odd number. It's true. I didn't make this up. Odd numbers, very pleasing. So I just wanted 5 colors. But now with the blue, I didn't shake up the bottle and it came out just a little too light, so I added a little more color. But I think in the end, it turned out pretty lovely. It's not perfect, but it's bold and bright. Next step, cut out my sentiment, my little die cut yay. I'm using the smaller yay, and I'm using Neenah Solar White, the classic Crest 110 pound, the heavier weight. And I also like to use a metal shim a lot of times when I'm cutting out any sort of word die because it just makes it cut cleaner. I got that little shim in there, this little memory box adapter plate, I think is what it's called. Popping out the little descenders and all that good stuff, and there you go. I'm going to cut out 2 more. Then I'm going to glue them together with some spray glue. Keep a box off the camera to the side here, and I just spray. I hold my breath. I'm not breathing in the paint, or maybe I am breathing in fumes. Regardless, I glue everything together with the spray adhesive. It's really sticky, and then I can move them around a bit, and there you go. My yay, my little stacked word die, has some nice dimension, and I'll set that aside. Now I'm going to stamp my sentiment. This is just a little tiny birthday wishes. And I just want to make sure that I have clearance here for die cutting this out. So I'm going to use my anti-static bag to remove all the static. And my Versamark, my sticky ink. I'm just going to ink that up, stamp it down. Of course, using the sleeve technique, it applies just the right amount of pressure. And I'll use the white, it's Alabaster is the name of the color. This is a powder from Brutus Monroe. Just sprinkle some of that on, tap it off, sprinkle it on, tap it off. And if you ever have extra powder where you don't want it, just take a dry brush. And this happens, I think it happens a lot on darker cardstocks, maybe just because it shows up more. And then I'm just going to hold that little scrap with a clothespin and heat set that until it's melted and shiny and white. Now I'm going to use one of these sentiment labels, and I like to tape them down. I bring my platform right to my table so I can look down directly over the top to ensure a perfect cut. Look at that. And then I tape down the label itself to the platform and then tape down the little notch. And when I run that through, just a perfect little notched sentiment banner label. I love it. And I'll just use my paper trimmer to get a nice straight cut to finish out the banner. Now I've got a piece of fun foam here, and what I'm going to do is just use some sticky tape runner. This is from Scrapbook Adhesives. I like it because it's very quick for getting fun foam down. It's very sticky. That foam's not going anywhere. I press that down, and I'm going to set that aside while I prep my card base. I'm going to be scoring this at 4 1/4 because this is going to be a landscape card. Given a few extras here because this is the Lawn Fawn Black Licorice is a really heavy cardstock. I love it for that very reason, but you want to make sure you get a lot of good scores in there. Then I'll use a little piece of tape. I do this just to hold my card closed. You could use repositionable adhesive as well, but I like my card bases to be flat. I'm adding some liquid adhesive now. This is the Gina K Connect glue to the back of the fun foam, and then just placing that down onto the card base with a nice bit of framing margin space. I'm also using the liquid adhesive to put on the back of my Yay die cut, and I'll place that down. And if you get a little oozing with this, it's okay, it dries clear, but I just wipe it away with my fingernail. And then I'll put an acrylic block on there just to let that set up and adhere. And the last step is to add my little birthday wishes banner. I've put some foam squares on the back that I cut in half that are a little thicker than my die cut, so they will float above that descender letter Y, and that's the finished card project. So check out these liquid watercolors from Pinkfresh Studio. They're very fun, they're easy to use, and you might just make something that surprises you. I'm surprised this looks good. Okay. Thanks for watching. I would love to have you become a subscriber, and I will see you back here again with another card project soon.